Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to wait for everybody to jump on here. We don't get to give notifications like we normally do whenever we're doing the show to tell you when we're going to be on here. So I'm going to give everybody a second to jump on here. This is YouTube. We'll see who's getting notified. It is a snow day, so that means we're not in the studio doing the Chad Prather Show. And I want to see if I can jump over here and do the chat thing on here. Let's see if we can do that right there. We'll see. It's up to you guys. Anyway, one more second. In the meantime, look at that glorious, beautiful South Texas deer. Bam, look at it. Beautiful. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let me jump on here. I see you guys popping in. Anyway, snow day, Dallas Fort Worth. It is nasty. Hope you guys are doing well. You guys are safe. Bradley Golden, what's up? So obviously we didn't tape today for tonight's show. Nobody could get in there. I could get in there. That's because I've got a monster truck, 4-wheel drive. But what's up, Nate? Anyway, I thought I'd pop on here just for a few minutes and see what's going on. I want to share something with you that I want to talk about on tonight's show, but obviously not there. So we can even do our Echelon Fitness promo thing. Where's the cowboy hat? What nonsense is this? Well, I'm sitting around the house anyway, so I want to jump on here. You guys, I made a post about it everywhere except for Facebook yesterday. I made it on Twitter. And sometimes on Twitter and things like that, I will actually misspell words on purpose, or I'll use the wrong word out of order, so it F's up the algorithm. And I like to do that because then it kind of slides by. And there were some things that I was wanting to share with you guys. It's pretty important because I knew that this particular post was going to get censored. So I put it on Twitter, I put it on Telegram, I put it on all the others, Getter and Gab and all that stuff. If you're not following me on any of those, you need to go get it. Thank you, Kristen Hudson. Go follow me on all of those. But I want you guys to check something out when we get off of here, okay? This room, you say I need curtains. This room is under construction. This is part of the gun room. And anyway, it's under construction. And but I want you guys to go to nih.gov. November India Hotel.gov. nih.gov. That is a government website. It is the National Institute of Health. And when you get there, I want you to get in the search bar. And in the search bar, and I'm gonna do a very revealing episode on this, but I just want you to see what the government's hiding from you. I want you to jump in the search bar, and I want you to type the words Ivermectin, and I want you to type the word cancer. And I want you to see what pulls up. I want you to see the list of things that it goes through. In fact, it'll auto-populate for you. If you type in the word ivermectin, it will auto-populate for the word cancer after it. And look at what the government is keeping from you. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they hate this whole idea of this whole stuff of ivermectin. They hate it because they know that there are things that are keeping big pharma and big medicine and the corporate and the medical tyranny in business in America and around the world. And I'm telling you, you got to go check this shit out. It's insane. nih.gov. Get in their search bar and type ivermectin and cancer. It's insane. It's insane. But again, and a lot of people come out. A lot of you have already, you've seen this, you know it. You've read the stuff on it. You know what ivermectin will do. But why? Why suppress that? Why suppress the truth? Why stop people from knowing what's up? That's insanity. Just the sheer fact, there's so many things that are out there that the government just absolutely doesn't effing want you to know. And I'm telling you, it's almost like the overlords, the elites. We are experiencing an epidemic of elites. That's what the epidemic is. It's a pandemic of the elites. It is this the elites look at you like you are vermin, like you are the scourge of the earth, like you are just this consuming blob. These things that you're just on this earth to consume. They want, you know what they want. You know what they want. They want us gone. They want us off the map. They want us silenced. Listen, cancel culture and deplatforming, that is nothing compared to what they really want. They want us gone. When Bill Gates talks about, a reduction of population down to 500 million people, there's some weird shit going on. But no, there's no show tonight, no Chad Prather Show for those of you who've been looking, those of you who've been waiting. But I'm glad I was able to jump on here. And yep, I like that. That's exactly right. Start showing those people that government is a service industry for we the people. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Read some comments here. Anyway, so again, you're just a little colony of ants out there that the government and the elites, not even the government, is using, because the government's a tool of the elites. But yeah, anyway, so all kind of stuff on here, and need to check it out. NIH.gov, NIH, November India Hotel.gov. Search ivermectin cancer. Watch what pops up. Yep. Watch what pops up. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. We will be back in the studio on Monday, Lord willing. Campaign is going good. We were supposed to be in Lott, Texas tonight, but obviously couldn't get there because of the ice and storm and all that stuff. Tomorrow is supposed to be in Leander, Texas, and then we've got a freedom rally at the Capitol in Austin on Saturday. I think that goes from like 2 to 6, something like that. Anyway, 1 to 6, I don't know. I'm speaking sometime in the afternoon on Saturday, and then on to the campaign trail. I want to encourage you guys, if you want to donate to the campaign, go to Prather2022.com. I'm telling you, people have been so generous lately. It's been fantastic. We're heading into the primary March 1st, and pretty exciting stuff. And what you can do is you can donate from anywhere in the country. And trust me, Texas is going to determine how the rest of the free world goes. So quite honestly, this election, this primary election, March 1st, 2022, so we're 3 weeks away, right? 4 weeks away. Very short month, 25 days, 26 days, 25 days, is potentially the most important election in the history of the United States. Because what happens here in Texas is going to determine, and don't donate here because it gets caught up in stuff with the Blaze and all of that stuff and ownership through the YouTube. Go to Prather2022.com. Or you can go buy your trucker shirt. America runs on truckers. And we've also got the Canadian American Truck Yes shirts on there. How about that? Boom. What happens here in Texas is going to determine everything. There is a mark on the back of Texas. They want Texas to fall. The federal government wants Texas to fall. That's why when you turn the television on, you see what's happening at the southern border of Texas. They're not talking about New Mexico, Arizona, or California. It's all about Texas. They want Texas to fall. The influx of illegals coming into the state of Texas is an untenable future. There's absolutely no way. We've got to disincentivize the reason they're coming to our border. Listen, they're coming for health care, they're coming for welfare, they're coming for education, and they're coming for housing. And we're providing that for them. We're even providing college and university classes for illegals. We've got to shut that down. We need a wall. We need a physical wall where it is geographically possible. Fortunately for Texas, we do have some natural attributes, some physical attributes of our border, which make it impossible to cross in that area. So you can't build 1,254 miles of wall. Greg Abbott's not building a wall. He's building 1.7 miles of wall panels on private property. So he's not building a wall. Anyway, we got to disincentivize the reason why they're coming. But what we need, besides physical wall, where that's possible, is we have to make sure that we have a human wall there. And that is our Texas National Guard, our State Guard, our DPS, our civilians, our militias, everybody who has the ability to be equipped and can be able to enforce the law that they took an oath to uphold. So we've got to make sure that we are detecting, deterring, detaining, deporting, and defending. And that is not a politically correct answer. But anyway, we got to shut it down. And there's a lot of practical ways we can make it very hard to make it very hard for illegals to do business in the state of Texas. Not the least of which is make it put a 12 to 14% transaction fee on all bank transactions that illegals do in the state of Texas. That would put a lot of money back into the state of Texas. There's numerous things that are there. We need to shut that corridor down between Rio Grande and I-90. We need to make sure that that area is completely policed and it is controlled. And we've got to make sure that the cartels in Mexico, northern Mexico, are named narco-terrorists and international terrorists and hold them accountable, because nobody's coming across the border that's not being brought here by the cartels. And we know that they are being funded to the tune of $14 million a day, in some places $25 million a week, in other places, all from human trafficking, sex trafficking, opiates, fentanyl, child trafficking, organ harvesting. It's a terrible situation. I don't have to tell you that. The federal government's not coming to the aid of Texas. We know that. We know the Biden administration is going to do absolutely nothing about this open border. Mayorkas is going to do nothing about this open border. God knows Kamala Harris ain't going to do anything. And let me tell you something. Every morning, our Texas National Guardsmen and women are being fired upon, and they do not have the permission to fire back. That's bullshit. Our founding fathers are rolling over in their graves. There's no way they would allow this nonsense to be happening, because what's happening at our southern border is absolutely an invasion. And let me tell you something. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution and Article 4, Section 7 of the Texas Constitution gives the governor of Texas the right to act as commander-in-chief in a situation where we've been abandoned by the federal government, because this is a situation of invasion, and he has control over the state guard to be able to put them into a place to protect this border, all right? So I've said it a lot of times, going to continue to say it. We can do something about this. The thing about state sovereignty is we're not enforcing it. People need to go back and do a refresher course on the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights, particularly the 10th Amendment, talks about state sovereignty. The state sovereignty, what the 10th Amendment does is it brings the powers of the federal government, it limits the powers of the federal government and brings it back down to the state, local, and county levels. So now what we have the ability to do, which is what's the beauty of a republic and freedom, is we can govern ourselves on a local level. So anyway, I want to encourage you guys, go back and refresh yourselves on the 10th Amendment. We're not enforcing state sovereignty in the state of Texas. I want Texas to be a constitutional sanctuary state. So if it doesn't fit in a constitutional box, then it doesn't do business on the soil in Texas. We've got to make sure that Texas is 100% back to a place of constitutionality. We've got so many mandates, we've got so many bureaucrats and bureaucracies and so much garbage that's out there. You know, I made a joke on Facebook today about that the Washington Redskins are now the Washington Commanders. They should have called them the Washington Mandates, because that's all we're living under right now is bureaucratic mandates. So we got to get rid of that garbage, and we got to make sure that constitutionality is the law of the land back in the state of Texas. The problem is we don't understand that the Constitution was written to keep the government in check, and we don't understand. We bitch about the government getting too big and its overreach, but we don't understand that that the Constitution is what controls that, and we don't know the Constitution. So anyway, we got to make sure that we are educating ourselves and thinking critically. We know that property taxes in Texas are out of control. We just had the biggest state surplus in the history of Texas. We got to take that state surplus and we got to buy down property taxes on the local level. We currently rank 6th in the nation in property taxes. We got to buy that down. We've got to implement a consumption tax, add 1.5%, a percentage and a half to a sales tax, add a 0.5% to gas tax. Constitutionally, we will maintain a legacy of no state income tax in the state of Texas, but our property taxes, which I believe are the most immoral taxes that you could possibly have, they got to be brought down. But as long as we have immoral spending at the top and immoral spending on the local level, it's going to continue to fester itself like a cancer on a vital organ. We've got to remove this nonsense. It's the most immoral tax there is. So, We rank consistently as a global power in terms of energy, and here we are. I'm getting reports of different places around the state that are shutting down because of the winter weather. This winter storm is nothing like what we had last February when 200 people died. A lot of people on social media said, "You poor Texans, you can't handle a little cold outside." Well, it's not that it was cold outside; it was cold inside, folks. And 200 people died in their homes or died, and we can't, a lot of them in their homes. We can't be having this nonsense. So Greg Abbott signed two bills to maintain and winterize and weatherize the power grid. And then it came down to the bickering of who was going to pay for it, because it was going to be like $431 million because we had an unmaintained grid and nobody wanted to fix it. So it hasn't been fixed. We're still in the same problem. And if you tax it to the degree that it was last February, it's going to get the same problem. People are going to die. So we've already gotten notices today about controlling our consumption of energy because the grids are already starting to be taxed. Listen, when the electric grids go down, then you can't supply the natural gas. Now, I want to remind everybody, we got plenty of natural gas. We provide 40% of the nation's oil. We provide 26% of the nation's marketable natural gas. We're the #2 producer of lignite coal in the nation. Our coal plants, they turned them off. They decommissioned them. They need to be brought back online. We know that 26% of our power reliance in the state of Texas is on wind and solar. But when you have extreme temperatures like this or extreme weather and storms of this nature, that the wind and the solar is not going to do you any good. So 30 days before the grid shut down last year, Greg Abbott received the Wind Energy Award, for being a global leader in green energy, and then his state shut down. How embarrassing is that? So we've got to stop. And look, I like green energy. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for sustainability and green energy, but it's got to stand on its own 2 feet, just like everything else. There needs to be bonding. We need to have bonding on the wind farms, right? Every other energy resource in Texas has bonding. So then when they F up or something screwed up, or they decommission these things and dump them in the landfill, we got to make sure that they're paying for it, not taxpayer dollars. You know what I'm saying? So this is insanity. We're a global leader in power. We're the 8th, 9th largest economy on the planet, and we're being run in many ways into the ground. And I prove that because we've increased spending by 19% in the last 7 years. Those are the years Greg Abbott's been governor. Our population's only grown by 5.4%. So those are California numbers. With numbers like that, you can't sustain any type of greatness. You're going to become like California. You're going to overspend yourself, and you're going to wind up taxing your people to death, because that type of population growth doesn't sustain and can't handle that type of expansive spending. So this governor has he's increased spending by $48 billion. $48 billion in the last 7 years. Can't do that. That's not fiscal conservatism. So anyway, lots of stuff. Anyway, that was a mouthful. But we got to get government out of our lives. That's the biggest thing that we've got to do. And those of you who have come out and heard me speak, we've now done 10 candidate forums. Greg Abbott has missed every single one of them. He's refused to show up. So it is what it is. Anyway, that's what's going on, folks. We got to get Texas great again. I'll tell you another thing. We've had to, I could argue all day long about how this governor has violated our constitutional rights about 16 times in the last 18 months, spent $295 million on contact tracing. He gave the South Koreans, he gave Samsung $785 million tax break to be able to come and set up a camp here and do business in Texas, set up a headquarters here in Texas. We're the #2. Why? I mean, why? Texans are paying out the ass on property taxes, and you just gave a South Korean company almost $1 billion tax break to come and do business in Texas. What about small businesses in Texas? But we already know his attitude towards that, because in 2020 he deemed your business non-essential. He deemed you non-essential. You couldn't go to church, you couldn't go to weddings, you couldn't go to funerals, you couldn't go to the gym. I didn't want to go to the gym, but I got a constitutional right to go to the gym, and it was shut down. I couldn't go. But there's Greg Abbott going to George Floyd's funeral. It doesn't make any sense to me. So we know we're drowning in regulation when it comes to small business. We're the number two subsidizer of Facebook in the nation. We've now brought Facebook here. We've now let Tesla come and set up a headquarters here. We got Google, we got Amazon. They've brought their ideologies, brought their monies. They're going to bring their votes in, and they're going to continue to bring their Silicon Valley cronies out. 2 weeks ago, we were doing a campaign forum somewhere in the state. It was me and the other gubernatorial candidates, and Greg Abbott was doing a fundraiser in Southern California. The priorities are all off, folks. The priorities are off. This has got to change. When you have 103 state Republicans in Austin, Texas, in the Senate and in the House, 103 Republicans, and only 19 of them are calling for a special legislative session so that we can make these mandates that are being required by employers for vaccinations to be illegal, and only 19 Republicans are calling for that. We got a freaking problem in the state of Texas, folks. 103 Republicans, only 19 are wanting your freedom. That's insanity. What are we doing? Why are we putting up with this garbage? Got to change it. And those men and women are doing that. Those Republicans are doing that because that's what Greg Abbott wants. Children can still have their, gender modified surgically. They can still have chemical castration. They can still take the hormone blockers, all that stuff in the state of Texas. Our National Guard, we've had multiple suicides on the border. We've had low morale. We've had huge outbreaks of COVID because they're sleeping in trailers on top of each other. They don't have any resources. They don't have water to drink. These are our National Guardsmen. They don't have water to drink. They're having to take a shit in a hole that they dug themselves. Our troops in Afghanistan weren't treated like this, and they're being treated like this in Texas. They don't have the resources. They don't have the human and material resources to repel this invasion that's going on at the southern border. And all of this is coming from the governor, who everybody in the mainstream media wants to say he's the most conservative guy out there, most conservative governor out there, one of the most. And listen, Ron DeSantis just poked us in the eye last week when he said, "Welcome to Florida, the new Texas." Well, that pissed me off. So we got to make a change, folks. And I'm encouraging you to help me out. Go to prather2022.com. This thing's getting real. Early voting starts on February 14th. This has been an 19-month journey for me. One of the hardest things I've ever done, but I'm in it. I can tell you this, you guys have been listening to me for a lot of years. In fact, I was going back today while I was snowed in and watching some of the old videos from all the way back 2014. And I'm like, my opinions have never changed. They've never changed. I've always been 100% consistently small government, fiscal responsibility, pro-freedom, pro-constitution, pro-America, pro-1776 America, mind you, and pro-Texas. My God, let's put Texas first. I've never changed. I've never wavered on any of that stuff. And through 19 months of campaigning, I haven't wavered one little bit on that at all. And I will say this, as hard as it's been, I've told some friends recently, I said, you know what? You know this about me. Y'all know this. With all of this stuff, now we're down to this primary election. You know that when I put my hand to the plow, I'm not taking it off. I'm going to stick with something. This has not been an easy road. You guys, I don't know if you realize it, how many times I've had to go into that studio on a Monday or Wednesday, usually drive in from 3 or 4 hours away, do multiple episodes, then take right back off to go to another city in Texas that night, then the following day in multiple cities, and then back drive into the studio for Wednesday to tape a couple of shows, and then we're back out there again and all through the weekend. So we're campaigning. I'm in multiple cities a day, all over the place. Next Thursday, I have to leave Fort Worth, drive to San Antonio. That's 4 hours. And then go to a candidate luncheon there. And then when that's done, I have to drive another 4.5 hours to McCamey, Texas. You don't even know where McCamey, Texas is. That is West Texas. That's south of Odessa by about an hour and a half. It's not the end of the earth, but you could see it from there. So I got to go out there for another event, and then we turn around, we do the show. I believe it or not, I'm still working, still employing people. So we've got a show that we're going to do February 11th in Midland at the Wagner Noel. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. You can go check it out. And then we got another show actually this month, February 25th, the Texan Theater in Greenville, Texas. Expensive tickets, but you get an incredible meal, you get drinks, and you get to come have fun with me and the Ragamuffins. So, hey, along the way, we're still rocking and rolling. But we're campaigning, man. We're campaigning, and it's It's been a blessing, but I encourage you guys, watchchad.com is where the fun stuff is. And then, of course, you can go to Prather2022.com. And Allison Neighbors, Midland here. Yeah, I was in Midland this week. We had the so glad you know how to wear boots. I know exactly what you're referring to, my friend. Um, Deborah Day, I like sober Chad. You've never been around drunk Chad. Um, bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Wagner is a nice place. Love you, Kristen. Um, Matt Mace, Prather for Governor of Texas. That's right. Teach Cox how to be a governor in Utah. Listen, common sense is common sense is hard to come by these days. That's for sure. Um, anyway, I love you guys, and boy, those comments are coming in pretty quick. Allison, Midland treated me fantastic. Midland's always very good to me. Of course, the Wagner Noel, I think technically is in Odessa. I never can keep it straight on whether I'm in Midland or whether I'm in Odessa, but by God, the people out there will tell you. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all are doing well and staying warm. So listen, when we started this video, I want to go back and tell you, for those of you who jumped on here late, go to nih.gov, November, India, hotel.gov, nih.gov, National Institute of Health. And I want you to do a search in the search engine, their little search bar, Ivermectin cancer. Okay. Check it out. Check it out. What pops up is going to blow your freaking mind. All right. Anyway, reading some comments. Chris got 10 inches of snow. Chris got 10 inches. You know what I'm talking about? Paris, Texas. Deborah, thank you very much for that. Enjoyed being in Paris. Daryl says Texas is my Tennessee. You're not wrong. Yeah. Ray in Corpus. We were just in Corpus last week. And you're freezing and your heart broke. Your damn heat broke. I can't read. I thought you were freezing because your heart broke. Oh, well. Sorry about that. Stay warm. Get somewhere. And but anyway, I appreciate you guys coming up on 30 minutes. I'll do a couple more minutes on here and hang out with you guys. And please get active on Gab. I am active on Gab. If you're following Chad Prather on Gab, I've had several people who have told me that I'm on Gab. I'm as on Gab as it gets. So consistently sharing things on there. Allison said it's actually in Midland. Gotcha. I never can keep them straight. I'm on Rumble too. You got to follow Chad Prather or watch Chad, but follow Chad Prather because the videos get posted there. It's actually those are both verified pages of mine. And let's see, where all am I at? I'm on Telegram, Chad Prather. I'm on Twitter at Watch Chad. I am on Instagram at Watch Chad. The new Truth Social that's coming out, which is Trump's deal. We're going to be Chad Prather on there. I've already reserved the thing. They reached out to me the other day, so I think we're going to be Chad Prather on that. What else is on there? There's Free Space. There's YuDo, YUDU Social. That's a paid subscription. That's $2 a month. Gab actually is a subscription if you go any deeper into it. Free Space, my buddy Yakubuyans has that. That's a good one. What am I leaving out? TikTok. I'm not really doing any TikTok videos these days, so I don't know. What's up, Gerald Krennick? You missed out, buddy. Just hanging out here for the next few minutes. I figure we weren't live, so we're sharing a new episode. And when are we starting the overtime segments? Well, okay, so the part of the studio where the bar used to be, where the Party Foul Pub used to be, is still not finished. It's kind of cool. It's actually Andrew Wilkow's old set back when he was doing the show with the Blaze. And so we're setting up a little kind of little country news desk over there for the overtime. So they've got to set the grids up top, then they've got to set the lights so we can put a little illumination on the thing, and then we get started. So I'm thinking maybe mid-February, 1st of March. Things move at the speed of molasses in February there at the Blaze when they're getting things done. But What do I think of Alan B. West for governor? Well, I mean, I've done 10 candidate forums with him, so, he's my opponent. I'm trying to beat him, among others. But you could do far worse than Alan West, that's for sure. Alan, I am on the anyone but Abbott train as long as they're conservative. And as far as it's me, Don Huffines and Alan West. So that's those are the three candidates that I believe in as far as challenging Abbott. We all come from different perspectives. I think we all have common goals. Some of those goals, I agree with those men in different ways. And we certainly come from a different perspective. So anyway, my dryer went off. It's going off. I can hear it buzzing. So you can go get the new Truck Yeah shirt at watchchad.com. But if you're in the Dallas area, get tickets for February 25th at the Texan Theater in Greenville. And then if you're going to be in Midland, come see us next Friday night at the Wagner Noel. Pack it out. Pack it out. It's a big place. It's a big place. But I would appreciate $1 or $2 from everybody. Prather2022.com. We got signs to pay for. Somebody said, why don't I have as many signs out as Don Huffines? Well, because he spent millions of dollars on plastic and I didn't. That's just kind of our different value system right there. So we'll see what's up, folks. We'll see what's up. Just know that I love you guys. God bless you. And I'm going to jump off of here. Y'all take care of each other. And we'll be back at it on Monday. If you want to go subscribe to The Blaze, chadnude.com. And also, of course, the chadonblaze.com has the T-shirts for The Blaze. Anyway, phone's blowing up constantly. And 18 wheels to flatten the curve. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Good night. And love you. God bless y'all. See you on Monday. Bye. So I can figure out how to get out of this thing. I don't know if I know how. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I don't know if I'm smart enough. Is it going to do it? All right, I'm out.